All right, we're here with Margie Zesinger, coach of Wakana Sonobe, who just won the Australian girls finals at the age of 17. How long have you been working with Wakana?
So we actually have a team here at the Academy. I oversee the girls tennis program, and we have a team of coaches that have worked with Wakana since she arrived at 13. I've been coaching here for 21 years. I started with Nick Bollettieri on my day one, and he was my main mentor. And then we've been fortunate enough to bring the Merida Foundation here to the Academy, which produced Kei Nishikori. And the last few years, our first round at picking the Merida girl happened to be Wakana, so we're celebrating that.
Yeah, it was a great celebration. I didn't exactly expect it, to be honest. You know, you think of the IMG Academy. I grew up in Sarasota. I'm 42, so I've been well aware of it for decades. But you think of it as this big corporate entity and machine, and it was really nice to have this kind of family feeling celebration, just to celebrate one of the many great athletes you have here. How does that? Can you talk more about that process and what that means for the students here?
Yeah, I mean, the number one thing here, it is a great facility, but the number one thing that keeps this place alive is the character and the people behind it, and the relationships that the girls and the boys build with each other and with the coaches. And she's a story that, you know, any young girl would dream of, but hopefully it's relatable, you know, in the sense that Wakana's been through ups and downs. You know, before our Australian Open, she had difficult practices and wasn't playing her best. And, you know, as Juan Herrera, our tennis director, said, that she lost 20 first rounds in the last 3 years. So with tennis, there's a lot of, I don't call it failure, we call it feedback. And so I think that's very relatable for our young girls standing here, and we want to share it with them.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at with her, because it's so difficult. And I've seen so many kids struggle with it, so many adults as well, but kids struggle with it. And it's so easy to just give up hope. I mean, you lose 20 first-round matches, I think a large number of kids would just give up. So I was trying to understand what made her keep going, what made her succeed, but it sounded easy to her. She was just like, you just keep playing, you play next, you just have fun, which is the advice, you know, all the best pros give. But can you talk more about what she went through, how she overcame those challenges and how she dealt with them, and how you guys helped her?
Yeah, so it does take a village, and we're fortunate enough here at IMG Academy to have a lot of resources. But even if you're not at an academy, having a team behind everyone is so important, and just reassuring her that it's about the journey, it's about the process, it's about the chase that matters, that it's not really about the trophy or the title or the ranking. And I think just thoroughly enjoying the journey for Wakana and all of these girls here will allow them to reach their goals. And you mentioned Danielle Collins, it takes time. And I think one key element is the word patience, and patience through all of the failure that, you know, Wakana's had, and she keeps persevering through it.
Yeah, I mean, if you only enjoy the finals, you win. You win. You're not going to enjoy a lot of your professional life. Yeah, well, let's get to the technique and strategy a little bit, because I was fascinated by her. Her movement around the way she moved the ball around the court, and she sort of seemed to play with a controlled aggression. She didn't go for wild shots, but she goes for strong shots that push the other player back a bit until she has a good opening. Is this something you've worked on with her, or is this something that's always come innate to her? You see some young kids who just they somehow have that in their brain.
You know, as coaches, we're often always looking at technique and how can we get the strokes better, but the reality is the reason we chose Wakana for this whole program was her ability to handle pressure and her ability to play better under pressure. Literally, when she came here at 12 years old, we had a team event, and she was playing, she was the deciding match. She had like 40 IMG tennis girls watching her and coaches, and in that third set tiebreaker, she played her best tennis, and I said, that girl thrives under pressure. So I think innately there's something that she is born with, that she loves those big moments. Now, take aside coaches are the first to, critique and try and improve the forehand and try and improve the serve and the movement. All of that we've worked on over the years here at the Academy, but the foundation of it is that she thrives under pressure.
Yeah, and I know she hit some big serves under pressure in that final. The score didn't really do the match justice because it was 6-0, 6-1, but it was a pretty good battle. And she pulled out some great down the tee serves, some great slider outside serves in key moments. Is this something you've worked with her on, just the serving component of dealing with pressure points, or is it something again that you've worked on serving generally with her, but she comes through on those moments herself?
Yeah, with top players, you're always working on everything. Even on the ground strokes, I noticed in just watching her now, she's taking the ball earlier. The ball's coming in way deeper with ease. So the movement she's always working on, and the serve is very critical for her generation as you move forward on the WTA. The return of serve is one of the greatest weapons in the women's game, so Wakana has to continue to develop her serve and never be satisfied, and use it to her advantage.
And one thing I was asking her about was just the way she sort of seems to almost grip the ball and pull it on her forehand, and she's very good at just pulling, sort of deceiving the other opponent, it seems like, because she can hit it flatter, but then she can also sort of get on the outside of it and pull it outside the court more. Is that something you specifically work with her on, especially going into someone's backhand often?
Right, I would say just in general here at the Academy, we try and work on all of the skills needed because today's generation, they move faster, they're more athletic, so every part of the game, even the next step for her, working on coming in more often, and the volley game is going to have to, continue to add into her game. But on the ground stroke, she's always had that inner ability to want to take the ball early, and she takes calculated risks under pressure. She's someone that doesn't force her aggressive shots, and she times it at the right moment, and more important, the right position.
Anything else with her mentality or her family support system or anything that has stood out to you that, obviously you have a lot of great players. I'm sure you could say a lot of great things about all of them, but most of them don't end up winning a junior Grand Slam tournament. So
in my 21 years, I would say that Wakana is one of the biggest diamonds IMG Academy has ever had, and it's a quiet, successful journey full of professionalism, the way she carries and conducts herself, her hard work. Her parents are her parents. They're just supporting, and they've allowed the team to give them space and to do the magic, and that's where the magic happens, is when you have everyone's on the same page and a great team behind her.
So they're not playing the helicopter parent role that sometimes is a struggle for coaches, right?
Yeah, but we embrace that because it is a high level of responsibility here, especially at the Academy, that parents are trusting us, and Wakana's parents are trusting us from Japan, and I think building that relationship together and having a good communication line is extremely important as well.
And as far as the year goes, I know she said one of her goals is to win a pro tournament, which is a bold goal, but that's, the best players have bold goals, right? What are your thoughts for the year coming? What do you want to, not necessarily results-wise, but even just process-wise, what do you want the year to be for her?
Process-wise, it is a difficult transition from girls tennis into women's tennis. In girls junior tennis, she's used to winning, and going to tournaments and having a chance to win the title. And so she's going to be managing through a lot more losses over the next year or so, and just having that foundation of confidence for her to transition into the pro level and play a women's game and become physically stronger, which she has a great team behind her with the strength and conditioning here, and mentally stronger, working with our mental coaches here at the Academy, and just maturing over time. But our biggest goal, we do set goals for her. I think it's important to have something that she's chasing after, and we've done it from day one with her.
So you also have the goal of winning a pro tournament with her?
I'm sure we have it somewhere written down.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. We'll be tracking her. I'm sure tremendous rise up the rankings over the years.
Thank you so much.